In today's video, I'll answer your question, who was Moses' wife? Then afterward, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around until the end. The Bible does not say much about Moses' wife Zipporah. We know that she was the daughter of a man called Jethro, or Reuel, who was a priest in the land of Midian. The Bible does not explicitly say that Moses had more than one wife. However, Numbers chapter 12, verse 1 leads many to surmise another wife. Miriam and Aaron began to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife, or he had married a Cushite. The question of the number of Moses' wives hinges on the identity of this Cushite, or Ethiopian woman. Is this a reference to Zipporah, or is this another woman? First, some background. While he was still in Egypt, Moses killed an Egyptian guard who was assaulting a Hebrew slave, and he hid the body. Soon Moses got word that Pharaoh knew what he had done and was going to kill him, so he fled from Egypt to the land of Midian to avoid persecution. When he got to Midian, he sat down by a well, and there he encountered a family living in that area. The priest of Midian had 7 daughters, shepherdesses who came to water their father's flock. Some shepherds tried to drive the women away, but Moses fought the shepherds off and helped the women, even drawing water for their animals. The 7 reported this heroic action to their father, and he asked Moses to come and eat with his family. Sometime later, Moses was married to Zipporah, the daughter of Reuel, the priest of Midian. In later chapters, Reuel is called Jethro. There is no explanation for this name change, but the title priest of Midian accompanies both names, and he is called Moses' father-in-law, so it is safe to assume this was the same man. The only other possibility is that there were 2 priests of Midian, one called Jethro and one called Reuel, and that Moses had married a daughter from each family, but that would be very unlikely. More evidence that Moses only had one wife is found in Exodus chapter 4, verse 20. Moses took his wife and sons, put them on a donkey, and started back to Egypt. Wife is singular, and there are no mention of any other wife or wives that Moses had. On the way to Egypt, Zipporah circumcised their son and thus saved her husband's life. Moses had neglected to obey the Lord in this matter, and the Lord would have killed Moses had not Zipporah intervened. After this event, it seems that Moses sent Zipporah and his sons back home to stay with Jethro. We don't encounter Zipporah again until after the Exodus, when she returns to Moses in the wilderness. That brings us to Numbers chapter 12, verse 1, and the reference to Moses' marriage to the Cushite, or Ethiopian. It is possible, though not probable, that the Cushite is Zipporah. Arguing against that possibility are 2 facts. First, the link between the Midianites and Ethiopians is very difficult to trace convincingly. And second, the objection to the marriage raised by Miriam and Aaron seems to indicate a recent event. Moses and Zipporah would have been married for over 40 years by this time, and it is unlikely that Moses' siblings would just then be protesting. Much more likely is that Zipporah had died, although her death is not recorded in Scripture, and that Moses had remarried. Some see in Moses' marriage to 2 Gentiles as prefiguring the gospel message going to all the world, blessing even the Gentiles. Zipporah the Midianite was related to the Israelites, but only through Abraham's son by a concubine, Genesis chapter 25. The Cushite was further removed from the lineage of Israel. Moses' marriages expanded in a widening circle into the Gentile world, helping to show that in Abraham's seed, all the nations of the world would be blessed. Want to learn more? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Visit GotQuestions.org for more great content, and check out the details section below this video. There you'll find one book I recommend, along with several links to related questions. If you'd like to learn about Bible Munch, or if you're interested in bite-sized devotionals, subscribe to Bible Munch on YouTube. It's linked right here. Now remember, got questions? The Bible has answers. We'll help you find them.